Yo, what's going on? Welcome. We got an interesting night ahead of us, I do believe. An interesting night. Arkansas, UConn, Pitt, all kind of waiting here for here in about an hour. Arkansas might be getting a commit. UConn or Pitt might be getting a commit. I was trying to rhyme that. It didn't go so well. All right. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. It is indeed Texas week, Megan. You are 100% correct. Like, share, subscribe if you're new here. People still tell me, like, you know, Ty, I don't have a YouTube account. I just watch you on the web browser, so it doesn't count as a view, or it doesn't count as a subscriber watching the. Make a YouTube account. Come on over. My goodness, there's all kinds of Razorback content here on YouTube these days. Also, I don't want to share the addresses here, but I got cards getting ready to go out. Don't want to share any addresses. There's James Swope's legendary status card. I got 3 of them ready to ship out. Hopefully this week. Congrats to all the Patreon winners. What's up, John Haas? How you doing, man? Yeah. Not a great 3 days for Arkansas. Losing to Baylor. And then something else happened today. A big-time commit is out the door. He's out the door. He ain't coming no more. So, get your questions and comments in. Shout out to, again, Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys. The folks over on ASN, on Arkansas Sports Network, Facebook, they're watching me over there live. You guys make sure to, you're already watching and over there. Feel free to come on over to Tusk Talk with Ty YouTube as well and subscribe here. But make sure you support ASN Facebook. That's Arkansas Sports Network. Share and follow them. They do great content. High school football. They kind of cover it all here in the state of Arkansas. How do we watch the Meleek commit? Don't know yet, Milo. Don't know yet. I think they're going to announce on. I don't know. Is it going to be it's not going to be a Twitter. No one does anything on Twitter anymore. Kerper says, join Discord and Patreon. I appreciate that. Make sure you share the links. The links are where it's at. Share the links. Get in on Tusk Talk with Ty. There's Discord right there. Oh, see, John's already on top of it. There it is. He just beat me. Links are important. Thank you to the mods. John is doing a good job there. Ty's Pittman still on the hog seat. We're going to discuss that more coming up. Again, sharing is caring. Make sure you do that. Don't be surprised if OBS drops again tonight. I was messing around with it earlier, and I had it on private mode so nobody could see that I was live. I was just kind of messing around. It randomly dropped. I was online for 2 minutes, and it just randomly dropped and reconnected. So don't be surprised. I don't know what the deal is with that, man, but it's happened like almost at least twice of the last 5 or so streams that's happened. I don't know what's going on. All right. So, direct service overhead, the garage door company, same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's direct service overhead, the garage door company. My man Travis is killing it. He is killing it. Emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year, free estimates. Arkansas loses a kicker. Arkansas loses a kicker. Evan Knoll is no longer committed to Arkansas. This is a pretty big, if you want my honest opinion, it's a hit. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it any which way. Evan Knoll was a ranked kicker, was offered a scholarship. obviously committable offers everywhere. I think Arkansas and Ole Miss and Florida. But you know how this goes. These kids get a lot of offers, not all of them public, especially when they're kickers, But this is a guy, part of the 2025 class, actually rated on 247. I don't know how – I'm going to be real with you. I don't really keep up with kicker ratings because back in the day this was a position that was – it was mostly walk-ons. That's what the position was between kickers and punters. I'm not saying there were never scholarship kickers and punters, but that's if you put out anything or if you're a coach looking for a kicker, you're going to offer them a preferred walk-on with an opportunity to get a scholarship. Evan Knoll was a straight up a scholarship offer. Now, this would mean, and of course, we know what they're going to do. They're going to have to go to the portal. They're going to have to do that. Okay, they're going to have to go to the portal because I'm pretty sure there's no kicker on roster that will be available next year outside of a freshman walk-on. We were just talking about him in our Patreon chat. I just had it up here. I love this guy's name. I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly. He's not a scholarship kicker, though. He's not a scholarship kicker. But he would be the only returning kicker, if I'm not mistaken. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong. But Vito Calvaruso, I know I'm butchering that last name, Calvaruso, he's a fifth-year senior. Kyle Ramsey, of course, we know what's going on with him. He's a fifth-year senior. Matthew Shipley, fifth-year senior. I don't think any of these guys have any eligibility left. That leaves you with Charlie von der Meeden. Charlie von der Meeden. I'm probably butchering the guy's name. He's a freshman. He was a highly recruited kicker. This is a kid that was like a top 15 Coles kicker out of high school. Okay? Do with that what you will. Rated a 5-star kicker and number 12 kicker in the nation by Coles Kicking. Kicked and punted at Tumal High School. I think I'm saying that right, too. Tumal, I think it's Tumal, or unless it's Tomball. I don't know. Is it Tomball, Tomball? I don't know. He's out of Texas. He's from Texas. That means he's automatically going to be elite, right? He's going to be elite. He's number 46, by the way, currently on the roster. But he's the only guy. He's the only kicker on the roster that I'm pretty sure that would return. So obviously they're going to have to go to the portal and find themselves a kicker. And what this means is by losing Knoll, you could argue, well, maybe it frees up another scholarship. Maybe this was planned by Arkansas. I have a hard time seeing that. I think they really wanted Knoll, and obviously so did Billy Napier. Billy Napier, the guy that a lot of Florida fans, the vast majority of Florida fans want out, just stole your kicker. So just, FYI. Oh, did we disconnect? I'm seeing, not again. Did it disconnect? Okay, no it didn't. Oh, is it legit Tom Ball? It is Tom Ball? That's how they pronounce it? Tom Ball? Thought it was like the Tomball or Toomball. Tom Ball. I love it now. I love it. I want to visit it. I want to go there. Tom Ball. Love it. Kerper says he can hear me. Yeah, I got a chat disconnected. I'm telling you, man. I don't know if it's the computer. I know it's on my internet. I got fiber optic, baby. I got that Ozarks Go, son. I got that Ozarks Go. All right. There is a poll. Feel free to take it. Should Arkansas football expect more decommits before December? 83% of you say yes currently. 17% of you are at the no. It's down by Houston. Meet me there for tacos. Hey, man, we're going to be driving through Galveston in March. I said it, March. If Arkansas is going on any run, I will not be available for it. We're going on a cruise, and we're leaving from Galveston again. Very much needed vacation. I'm going to take another vacation before then, too. I got to have some time off eventually. That's funny. They don't want Napier out. The boys are playing for Napier now. I don't know. I guess we need a vibe check from We'll have to get a vibe check from Courtney Mims. We're going to have her on this week. We're going to do a Ask Courtney or Call In Courtney show. Oh, that fits. Oh, my God. Call In Courtney show. That's it, baby. We got it. Call In Courtney. That's going to be the show. We're just going to let you guys call in, and you can ask her whatever questions you want. Maybe something she said on Ask Mike that, hey, can you clear this up? Or something she said on this show. She's been on several times. Johnny Jones says they're all in now. Well, that's funny. Twitter. Well, they sure don't like her or like him. Sorry, not her. Talking about Billy Napier. They sure don't like him on Twitter. But then again, who do fans like on Twitter, right? Yeah, it's still it sucks. I mean, because you're now going to have to wait. You're going to have to waste those resources on in the portal. You're going to have to go after a kicker. So Courtney's call in corner. That's a little that sounds forced. I kind of like Courtney's call in. I like that better. HBTF Dogcast Georgia Bulldogs football. Good evening, Ty. What's going on? How's it going? Well, Ty, the ad had a netting with their players and said, if y'all love him, play for him. If not, he's gone. Oh, okay. All right. Got the football program. I'm done, says Hog 40 ounce. I know a lot of people are pretty not super thrilled about this. I mean, obviously, Evan Knoll is a big-time kicker. I mean, this is a dude that's setting records over in Mississippi. He's part of the 2025 class. He's been, when did he commit to Arkansas? I feel like it was. Come on, pull it up. Okay, he committed. Okay, yeah, that's right. October, golly, over a year ago. He committed to Arkansas in October. Sometimes you just don't know about these early commits. And it is unfortunate. Florida got involved in his recruiting. They officially offered him back on July 26th. So, again, the question does lead to, is this everyone jumping? I shouldn't say everyone, but is this a situation where it's isolated, it's a kicker, he's out because, it's a different opportunity for kickers, right? You've got two opportunities to get on the field. You're either kicking off or you're kicking field goals. If you're lucky, you do both. And I don't know. Maybe the situation's just better for him. Maybe Florida. I would argue that Arkansas is more desperate, especially if that's correct, that they don't have anybody coming back, especially anyone who's kicked a ball this year. They shouldn't have anyone back because they're all out of eligibility. I mean, this seems like a match made for him to want to come in here and be the guy. A punter is not going to come in here and take the job from Devin Bell. He's fine. Probably an all-conference kicker right there, or punter, rather. But, I mean, Matthew Shipley, he has another year, but I'm pretty sure that this is year 5 for him. He might still be able to apply for the COVID year. You have Kyle Ramsey, who's a 5th year. Vito, who's a 5th year. And then, again, Charlie Vandermeeden. I really hope he sticks around and wins the job because I want to say that every time we have something to talk about with special teams next year. I want to say that dude's name. We're not gonna abbreviate. We're not gonna call him CVDM or just Meeden. We're gonna call him Charlie Vandermeeden. And he's not. I don't think he's Swedish or from that part of the world. But yeah, I mean, this is one of those kind of head-scratching moments where Evan Knoll, it felt like, dude, you're going to come in, and this is your job to lose, man. This is your job. You're going to come in and probably take the job. And by the way, it's not even a guarantee. Let's say these guys do get eligibility back. I'd feel pretty good if I'm Evan Knoll. I mean, this dude is kicking. You could see his videos. This dude is rocking it. Very, very talented kicker. Again, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. See, there it is again. Chat disconnected. I don't know what that is. OBS is fine. Mim's the word, like mum's the word. Yeah. Mimshins. Maybe Petrino has been in contact with Manning and freeing up a scholarship for him. I don't know, Johnny. That seems like a bit of a reach. I'm going to be real. I listen, I enjoy your takes in here. I really do. But that's probably a little bit of a stretch. I don't think it's out of this world to suggest that maybe one of these guys or both of them, I don't know how comfortable you are with both these guys coming back as kickers if you're Scott Fountain, but maybe that is what's going on. They're trying to free up a little bit more room, but I don't think that's the case. They need a kicker like this. They need a kicker of this caliber. Now, it's not to say that Arkansas hasn't had big-time kickers come through this school and not do anything, lose the job out to a walk-on after they were given an offer. Over the years, that has happened, sure. But again, if you're Evan Knoll, you've got two kickers from Arkansas in the NFL. One of them is a kicker for the Detroit Lions, and he's become one of the bigger names as far as kickers go in the league. I don't know. Nothing against Billy Napier, unless you're a Florida fan, then I sympathize, but nothing against Billy Napier in Florida, but that's not exactly the mecca of college football right now. Not that Arkansas is either. I hear you. But they're kind of both on the same island. And Arkansas at least has a recent history of putting some kickers into the league. And, oh, yeah, you're probably going to walk in and the job's yours day one. I don't know. Little bit. This one was surprising. I didn't see this one coming. I really didn't. Charles Harper brings up a really good point. He says, Ty, if we could somehow beat Texas, can we probably slow down decommits, mass decommits. I don't know that you're going to get mass decommits. The only way you're going to get mass decommits, if you lose out, right? If you lose out, then yeah, it's going to be rough, right? However, it sounds like they might have something in store for NIL or there's some kind of change. We know that things are about to change pay-wise for college athletes. Maybe that's what Pittman's kind of hinting to when he was talking before the Ole Miss game, when he was mic'd up, talking about how they were Louis Vuitton and Arkansas was the blue light special. And the revenue sharing, maybe. I don't know. So maybe that'll help. But you know what? Here's the thing. The more even things become, if this revenue sharing thing goes the way I think it might, nobody's on an even playing field. The only way you've been able to even the playing field, I hate to say this, but it's the way the system is currently. For some teams, not for everybody. But you look at some schools right now that are crushing, that were not expected to do as well. All right? Vanderbilt obviously comes to mind. Now, I don't think Vanderbilt wins another game. I think they're done. I said they would lose to South Carolina, and I said I picked them to lose out. But still, look at how much less disadvantaged they are this year. Right? With a new coordinator, with Pavia at quarterback. That's the way things have surprisingly helped some of these lesser teams in the Power 3. It's really Power 2, let's be real. I don't know. I mean, but I also see, too, where, yeah, you get, Alabama is still pretty good. With a first-year head coach, you look back at Saban, his first year. I mean, what happened his first year, and you look at what's going on in Alabama this year. It's just such a different world because of the NIL and because of the portal. Who really are the mammoths of the SEC, I would argue, this is 1 through 6. I feel like these teams, all 5 of them, probably belong in the playoffs. So I don't know. But I feel like would Vanderbilt be in the situation that they're in without the portal? No. No. Ole Miss. Hell no. No. Now, remember, we've talked about this before. Cheated their asses off, and it got them somewhere, right? But for the most part, Ole Miss would not be in the playoff picture pre-NIL, pre-portal. So, that is really, there's just some teams that took better advantage of it. Their athletic directors did a better job of getting them set up for the future in the NIL, and I don't think that happened here. I've said for the last 3 years, Arkansas's behind. They're behind in the NIL structure. It felt like at first they weren't, and then since then some things have happened, and Ole Miss is just ahead of everybody. Alabama's a poverty state like us, though. I don't know. So is Mississippi, but, I don't know what your point is unless you're talking to somebody else. These stupid ads. Ty, when does revenue sharing kick in and does it intel? Well, so I'm going to save that for Courtney. Courtney is up to snuff on all this stuff. I'm going to bring her on. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get a better idea of just what's happening with the NIL and with revenue sharing, how all this is going to look moving forward. I think we've kind of touched on some of this stuff before. Johnny says, I was reaching. He owned up to it. I love that, though. I love that. Hey, you're willing to admit, all right, I was kind of reaching. Oh, man. All right, what's next on the docket? Meleek Thomas. Oh, my goodness. Meleek Thomas special. Here we go. There's his profile right there. This is a combo guard, 5-star, good reach, good two-way, really good two-way player. Good on both ends of the floor. He announces here soon. Wins Malik. So this is, I'm pretty sure it's at 7:15. And I think the plan is we're going to try and be live. The goal is to try and be live when he commits at 7:15. If we can make it. So it's 8:15 where he's at, 7:15 Central. Here he is. Let's size this up. Hold on. There you go. There's his on-3 profile. Right there. UConn fans are making the claim that they stopped recruiting him. I don't know, maybe. Obviously he's from Pitt. That's his he's from PA. There is the concern that he might want to stay closer to home. But I'll just say I'm at like a 9.5 lean on him committing to Arkansas. Now, let's not sit here and act like other schools don't get involved late. If Pitt or UConn, someone all of a sudden decides, no, we really want you, and we're going to set you up with an even better situation here. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that's what they're doing, but let's not sit here and pretend like this stuff doesn't happen. Right there, man, Malik Thomas. He is him. Very good player. Here's an interview. If you guys want to hang tight for a second, here's a recent interview he did.
The biggest factor in my decision, it would probably be how hard the coaches are going to coach me. The play style. I want to do everything that translates to the next level. So with me in the right positions, coming off the right sets and the right reads, the right actions, I'm very family oriented. And how are they going to take care of my family? My people got my back forever. I want to play alongside of the best as well. Just so I'm getting that competition level. Every day it's battles. Every day we got the same mindset. If I take a play off or a break, then my teammate gonna bust my or my teammate gonna be more in it than I am. Players alongside of me to just push me along with coaches.
There's a little, I don't know where that came from. Someone sent me a video. It's obviously from Twitter. If you know who that is, feel free to tag them, or I'll add their credit in the description box. But that was sent to me. I'm sure, I'm almost positive that was on Twitter. But that was an interview. Very interesting. He's, and I know a lot of high school kids can talk. I think he backs it up. I'm not going to sit here and say that's Kobe Bryant, that Mamba mentality. But there are players that set themselves apart because of their mentality and their attitude towards the game, their attitude towards, there not being an I in team and just wanting to win. Man, he reeks of that. Meleek, I just think there's something about this dude. He wants the ball at a very high level. Again, you're talking about a good-sized combo guard, two-way player, athletic, moves up and down the floor very smoothly. He executes well, a good cutter, comes off screens really well. Defensively, just some stuff that I've watched and listened to people talk about and watched his content and listened to other podcasts talk about him. He just does a little bit of everything really well. Very well-tooled, three-level scorer. This is a guy that can finish at the rim. He's got a mid-range game, and he's got an outside presence. He could shoot outside. So, I mean, this is clearly God, you talk about a potential. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done trying to guess what these coaches do in this new era of college athletics. I don't know how many commits that Cal wants to take on. We know it's going to be at least 4. I think it's going to be at least 4. That's my belief. You got Acuff already committed, who's a 5-star, who's a 6'2", 170-pounder, committed back on late July. And they have there's more guys coming up. You've got Sean Abiv, forward, Isaiah Sealy, who's another forward, Chris Sinak, who's a center, the number 1 center. You're talking about potentially 3 number 1 players at their positions at a high school. Now, Arkansas has had some fantastic recruiting classes going, obviously, all the way back to you can go all the way to Nolan. You can go before Nolan. It's not as if Stan Heath did pretty well. Palfrey did okay, but Mike Anderson, obviously, with a number of players there, Portis and Gafford. But this isn't possible without the foundation that Mike Anderson laid for Musselman to build on, and now you've got the situation that you have at the U of A. Yeah, they're coming here absolutely for Coach Cal. We're not going to be delusional like Kentucky fans. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're not going to be delusional. They're crazy Delulu, okay? Don't be like Kentucky fans. Don't be crazy Delulu. They're here for him. It's not to say that another coach could come in here and recruit really well. Musselman was able to get almost just about whatever he wanted out of the portal and did really well out of the high school ranks. And now you're in this position where you could straight up grab 4 or 5 of these guys, all of which are in the top 15 in their respective positions. That's insane. Again, Acuff, number 1 point guard. Meleek, top, depending on where you look, I'm pretty sure he's unanimous top 1 or top 3 shooting guard. Abiv, who's a top 10 forward. Sinak, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I've heard his name pronounced about 4 different ways, but Sinak, number 1 center, and then, of course, Isaiah Sealy, who is actually climbing. Some believe this dude might climb into the top 10 in rank, depending on the recruiting site. But, again, they're crushing it at all levels. And I don't know, again, when we talk about the combination, clearly there's going to be some guys that move on off this roster. I have a hard time seeing Brazil come back again. I have a hard time seeing a certain freshman, I don't know, Boogie coming back. I think he's a potential. I'm not saying he's a lock as a lottery pick, but I think regardless, he's probably going to go to the league. And you could go on with a couple other players. Maybe you'll get some of these guys back. You want to build continuity. Maybe that's the goal here. Maybe their goal is to bring the guys who do have some eligibility. And don't ask me who those players are off the top of my head, but maybe that's the goal here. They're going to try and build some continuity, get some guys hopefully back for the 25-26 season, and then bring in these guys, and they build it that way. I don't know. Kentucky fans could tell you and give you a pretty good idea. The ones that don't have their heads up their rear ends and they're trying to be honest, they can give you a pretty good idea. This could be a mix. Could be a complete reset, and if that's the case, it's going to be these guys, and then assuming you could land all of them, I don't know, the jury's out, but then you also hit up the portal and you do your damage there as well. They're going to do that anyways. But again, Meleek Thomas is, I mean, this kid is what a player, dude. Malik is him. And this would be a big get. Again, he's more of a combo guard type, and he's a really solid two-way player. Nelly just says Sinek. So I think I'm pronouncing it right. Carter and Billy will come back. I certainly hope Billy does. I like that dude's hustle and his I think he's doing what Cal wants him to do. The paperwork has gone through with Malik. Oh, what? What are you talking about? Whoa. See, y'all get me going. I'm not, I don't know. I'm looking on Twitter. Maybe I should, it'd help if I type his name in, wouldn't it? George Michalowski. Who is this guy? I know that name. Okay, he works for the Portal Report covering Pittsburgh hoops. Malik Thomas is ready to make his commitment, deciding between Arkansas, Pitt, and UConn. Will be announcing shortly. Says his time in Atlanta has been great. I've just been balling. Yeah, he's in Atlanta. I don't know anything about papers. I'm not reading anything about papers going through. The City Reapers guard is choosing between UConn, Arkansas, and Pitt. He's averaging 25 points, 3 assists, 12 boards. 2 games played because he missed 2 to injury for the Reapers. Well, stay tuned. We're gonna try and stick with it. We're gonna try and stick with it, baby. So fresh and so clean. All right, we'll wait on that. It's 6:50. I don't know if we can make 7:15 or not. I would sure like to. Let's move on to some football. Outside of the kicker decommitting, here's something, and this is what Sark had to say about this rivalry, quote unquote. Now, I do realize we bring his name up on here at least once every show. John Haas, the mouth of Tusk Talk Discord, will tell you that Texas fans, this is nothing to them. This game means nothing to Texas fans. And I would argue he's probably right. Anymore, that is correct. Now, I've had the pleasure of knowing Texas fans when they beat Arkansas by a couple of points because Arkansas's long snapper snapped over the head of the punter and he had to just throw it out of the back of the end zone. It cost Arkansas obviously a couple points. Texas, I was at that game. When was that? 2000. God, when was that? 03? I don't remember what year that was. It might have been 04. But anyways, I was there. Went with good old Arky 56, old Pops. Sat next to some Texas fans. And the guy went on him and all 4 of his buddies. And we were sitting on their side. We were literally sitting on the Texas side, like we're all the Texas fans. They hated Arkansas. Made it clear that as a kid, he was taught to hate the color red, not just because of OU and the Red River Shootout, but because of Arkansas. He said growing up, especially the closer to Austin you got, the more you despised that program. He talked about the 3 years in a row when Arkansas got the better of Texas and a couple times when Arkansas whooped them. Didn't happen a lot. And for the most part, Texas, there were years where they didn't give a flying you-know-what about Arkansas. And I don't know if that's ever been the case for Arkansas fans. They have always hated the University of Texas, mostly because Texas looks down on Arkansas. They just do. They're the people there do. The fans of that team do. They look down on Arkansas. And it's always bothered Arkansas. That's why Arkansas always had a chip on their shoulder. You were the only team in the Southwest Conference that had to recruit to the inside of Texas from the outside. And listen, I've heard recruiting stories. I've talking to these guys. I've talked to other fans over the years. This used to be It wasn't a super heated rivalry, but it was certainly a game that meant something. You had a number of games. You go back to the 69 game. You've had presidents show up for this game. It's certainly used to carry some weight. And when you left the conference, of course, that faded. There's an entire, 2 generations of fans who are not familiar with this rivalry. Hell, I was 7 when Arkansas left the Southwest Conference? Only thing I remember at school, you did not wear burnt orange. You didn't wear it. A teacher would give you hell for it. Another parent would give you hell for it. Other kids would give you hell. You did not wear orange. It was just a thing, especially in Fayetteville. I think growing up in Fayetteville had something to do with that. I don't buy that this was never bought into by Texas fans. I don't buy that for a second. I mean, I've talked to too many folks. I've been to I've doing what I do over the years. I've had plenty of Texas fans DM me. It's been a while, but I've had several, probably more than even some SEC schools actually. But we don't live rent free in their mind the way that Arkansas fans do with them. That is 100% true, and I think now it is not the same rivalry that it once was. What really bums you out about this is that there was an opportunity for this game to have some meat on the bone. And this team in 2024 made sure that that wasn't the case. By the way you screwed up against Oklahoma State in the second half, by the way you screwed up against Texas A&M in the second half, the way you barely beat some shitty teams, you beat Tennessee. Wonderful. We were all like, oh my God, maybe they're going to turn the corner. No, you get banged up and tossed around by LSU. Nussmeier just hitch route. That's all they had to do. Too simple, too easy. They not that Arkansas wasn't ever in that game, but LSU found a way and they created a gap, and Arkansas had a hard time recovering. And then the gap got wider and wider, and the next thing you know, you look up and it looks like a blowout. Didn't feel that way for 3 quarters, but that's what it ended up looking like on the scoreboard. And then, of course, you fast forward to beating the hell out of Mississippi State. It's not quite the Tennessee game, but you saw what Arkansas does and what they're capable of doing again, only to fall short against Ole Miss by a country mile, where Ole Miss walks in and curb stomps the Razorbacks. Arkansas could have made this a meaningful first SEC actual conference matchup with Texas for the first time in 30 years. For the first time in decades. You're now in the same conference. And really, only Arkansas fans care. This game has no meat on the bone. Now, if you upset Texas, which I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's completely 100% out of the realm of possibility, because it's not, even though I don't want to give you my prediction, but you'll find out here in the next couple days. But it'd be the most Pittman thing to do to beat Texas and then to somehow barely look like crap against Louisiana Tech and then get blown out by Mizzou, right? That would be the most Pittman thing. I don't think you're going to lose Louisiana Tech. I think you could have an off game and still beat Louisiana Tech by 2 scores, but it would be the most Pittman thing in the world to do to make that a close game against Louisiana Tech after beating Texas and then getting pounded by Mizzou. It would be the most Pittman thing ever, but maybe the most Arkansas thing ever here lately, depending on But anyways, this game has no meat on the bone. You're not rekindling anything. They're going to talk that up with the media. The local media will talk it up. The local news stations will a little bit, rightfully so, because this did used to be something. The national media might mention it. Oh, well, here were some great games. Look at what happened in 69. Look what happened in 64 when Arkansas beat Texas and went on and won their bowl game against Nebraska. They're going to talk about these meaningful moments that don't mean a damn thing today. They just don't. And in this era, when you've got Pittman telling the players, trying to remind them of this rivalry, that probably tells you everything you need to know. Who's left on this roster from the last time when Arkansas beat them in Fayetteville? And only kids who, even in the 90s, the 2000s, the teens, only pre-NIL portal era do kids understand and have an appreciation for what once was? Because then they have more skin in the game. Now they're at the University of Arkansas to get their degree. They're here to play 3 or 4 years, right? I mean, that idea of what Arkansas and Texas could be has time to bake in your noodle for a little bit. Now it's just a revolving door of players who could give 2 flying shits about a rivalry. There's no time. You've got to show them highlights. Come on. I love the approach. I get it. Sam's got to do what he's got to do. I love that. I'm just saying that tells you how much more difficult it's going to be to rekindle this rivalry. Obviously, and I'm preaching, I know a lot of you get this already, but the odds of this remaining something special or rekindling something that used to be are slim to none. This is it has the possibility with some more meaningful games. And again, you had your opportunities. Some of your toughest games are actually in Fayetteville. What happened? Outside of Tennessee, what's happened? So, good luck. At this point, I do wonder if Mizzou isn't the bigger rivalry. At least in the minds of fans and players. And I'm not saying that it is a bigger rivalry. I'm not saying that for someone who's paid attention to this program for a long time, I just cannot. It's still manufactured. The SEC or the Arkansas-Mizzou battle line rivalry, it's so manufactured. We know that. But the timing isn't there. Arkansas they're not relevant in football. Now, we could talk about baseball and basketball. We could talk about those 2 sports. Arkansas definitely brings something to the table. But in order for this to work, what does Arkansas bring to the table? Now, you could argue, yeah, by the time Arkansas doesn't beat Mizzou, you're right. You're right. Another reason why I don't think that's actually a real rivalry, an organic rivalry. Let's listen to what Sark has to say about it.
I think it might be underrated nationally. I don't know if it's going to get the same exposure that it would nationally, but I will tell you internally, it's getting the same amount that's needed, that it deserves. And this rivalry's been going on for a long, long time. I was joking with the team this morning. I don't know what Darryl Royal did to Arkansas back in the day, but they absolutely hate our guts. And I think we learned that the first time around when we went there. You watch some of the clips at the end of that game, and Joe Tessitore is talking about that Arkansas, hates Texas more than they like themselves. And he might be right. So I think from our perspective, internally we understand and value this rivalry, and it's great to have back. It's great for the state of Texas. It's great for the state of Arkansas. I wish nationally it probably got the exposure that this thing deserves. There's been some great games historically that these 2 teams have butted heads on, and so obviously we're looking forward to the opportunity.
So you guys are telling me to look on Instagram. Okay, I am apparently not. Hang on just a second. I don't know my login on Instagram. Guys, I don't ever get on Instagram. I thought that was for chicks. Is Instagram not for chicks? Okay, here we go. All right, let me look this up. Someone got a link. What's his I do not. He's not supposed to announce until 15 after. He is live. Oh, he is about to announce. I'll be damned. Okay, hang on.
Everybody know, I'm really thankful where I come from. I got paid away for so many kids and so many lives, and I just want to keep doing it. I want to touch and inspire so many kids' lives in my life and just be known in history for forever. Be a legend where I'm from, be a legend in the city.
Say that.
Touch every bird.
Say that.
Oh, here, when you're everybody in there, I just want to just keep inspiring and keep touching and being bigger than myself. And God going big the way to do everything. But before I make my announcement, I want my video to play and just thank y'all again.
Play that. Bring it over his
I
head.
plan on being a legend for my
Can't
city.
see his
and a
big ass
legend in
head.
basketball.
Wait, yeah.
I feel my drive is different. My hunger and love for the game is unmatched. Win the game! And the only thing stopping me from getting to my goal is me. My story is different. I want to thank my mom and my dad who have always believed in me and pushed me to reach my full potential. The late nights, the long car rides, dropping me off and picking me up from the gym. They sacrificed the most for me to get to this point, even when I push harder.
Hey, yo.
It's always something that you do. I also want to be who I am without my siblings. I'm the middle child, so I've seen it all. I have big siblings to look up to, and I have an example to set for my younger siblings. There's never been a time I haven't felt my siblings didn't love me with everything in them, and vice versa. DZ, I just want to thank you for paving the way. I'm just going to leave it there. I want to thank the coaches who spent long hours in the gym with me without needing anything in return for not going unnoticed. To Coach J, all the road trips across many states, new food spots, AAU tournaments, new people met, knowledge you gave me in a good time with me, Mary Maury, it will forever be remembered. To my cousins and close friends, conversations, times we went to the mall or out to eat or to an event just for no reason, being kids from the city of Pittsburgh, really from the district. My crew around me just always pushed me to get better, and I did the same. And then lastly, and most importantly, I want to thank the Lord for blessing me with these talents, surrounding me with family and friends that I would choose in every single lifetime. Thank you for watching over my aunt, grandmas, and cousins who aren't here with us anymore. Every day I try to strengthen my bond with the Lord, because I know without the Lord, there's no me. And with that being said, I'm ready for the next chapter on this journey to the NBA. So let's get this show on the road.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
Wait.
Turn the camera. Turn it on.
Get loud.
Turn the mic on.
Just get loud. Just get loud.
It ain't on. Be
Raise that
be
voice.
loud, gang.
Just raise that voice.
Be loud, gang. Be loud, gang.
Alright, I'm just gonna be loud. I'm just gonna be loud. Make some noise for Pittsburgh. If y'all see that?
Alright, if you see me at Connecticut, make some noise when you come. And I'll be committed to the University of Arkansas.
So he has committed to Arkansas. For those of you that are listening and he had a hard time hearing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go, you can cry. You allowed to cry. Crazy.
Hey, five. That's my bedtime. Congrats, five. Congrats,
All right. I can't hear him anymore. His mic is I'm gonna turn that down. I'm gonna keep this up though. Yeah, big commit obviously there. If you're just joining us, make sure you like, share, subscribe. That's big. Getting Malik is huge. So now you got more options, right? So that's Darius Acuff and Meleek Thomas. It said 7:15, man. I swear these kids, they either move their stuff back or they make up your minds. Sean Abib, Chris Sinak, Isaiah Seeley. These are players that are still on the board. Big get. Huge get. Awesome. So Arkansas, just like that, 2 5-stars. On the board, son. On the board. Let's go. Doing too much winning right here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. All right. There you go. Tory Burke Sr., thanks for streaming, brother. Hey, we're not done. Don't hang on now. We got a little more to talk about. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff. Let them know, man. There's this guy. He's independent. Tusk Talk with Ty. By the way, we got an update on the Tusk Talk tailgate for Friday. If anyone plans on going to the Texas game, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Yeah, do what Mr. Burke Sr. says. There you go. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Ty, you got the part that mattered. The commit to the Hogs. There you go. That's all that matters. I'm glad they tagged me. Usually it's in Discord, if they're tagging me, it's because either something's wrong with the stream or whatever. Let's finish out with this. Sam Pittman, let's go back to football here really quick. Let's hear what Sam had to say about the secondary. Let's hear what he had to say about the secondary. I found this interesting.
I think it might be underrated nationally.
Well, hang on. Maybe not. Hold on.
I think it might be underrated.
Why am I not getting sound? You got to be kidding me. Hang on. We're going to get this right. Properties. Bro.
Sam, looking at the tapes the last couple games and then looking to Texas, have there been any changes or adjustments in the secondary as you guys start to game plan looking at how things have gone the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we certainly have made it very competitive back there.
Can you guys hear that? Are you able to hear that? Because for whatever reason, I'm not getting sound on my end. What is going on tonight? I swear. Let me know if you guys can hear what Pittman's saying. Okay, you can hear him. All right. That's all that matters.
If you asked me who was going to start at safety, I would say let's wait a couple more days. We've made it that much of a battle. Same thing at the corner spot. I think you have to do that. If you'll lose your room if you don't. If you don't challenge with guys that are twos, they're going to be going, well, I just watched the tape and maybe I should have an opportunity. And so we certainly are doing that, not just with, well, we may get you in the game with going out there first, with starting. And we've done that with at least 3 of the 5 positions, possibly 4.
So, looks like the secondary's in for a shakeup against Texas. This is way overdue. This is long time overdue. Braxton was expected to practice today. They did get Jaquindon Jackson back. So Braxton Jackson, I think he said Anton Jukic was a little banged up. So he may not be available. I don't know. I don't believe, just ignore the depth chart anymore. But there is a legit question about what Arkansas needs to do in the secondary moving forward. And when you look at it right now, what they have listed, oh my goodness. Hudson Clark, Jaden Johnson at safety. Well, no, wait, they have, Hudson Clark lined up at corner. I don't think that's going to stick. It's got the or there, Jaheim Singletary. Am I looking at the official? I think I am. Jaden Johnson at the safety. TJ Metcalf. I'm a Metcalf believer. Him and his younger brother. Watch out, the Metcalfs. 6'1", 200-pound safety, man. He's a willing defender. There might be some questions about his covering, but I don't think so. I think he's going to be fine. Marquise Robinson at that other corner spot. Guess who's the backup back there? Number 15 as well, Jaheim Singletary, who I've said since spring camp, this is a guy who, if there's going to be a flag for holding, it's going to be him. I think he's got potential out the wazoo, man, but the guy gets beat, he holds. I've been saying this since spring camp. You guys know this. Those of you who've been around and listened long enough, 15 is a liability when it comes to those flags in the secondary. Keon Stewart, I don't think is an SEC corner. They don't have depth in the secondary. And they've got cats that are younger that'll come along, but they're not there yet. They need this competition, this open week of competition. They need this. But they have, my God, the work they're going to have to do in the offseason in the portal, assuming Pittman comes back, no matter what, right? No matter who's coaching these guys. A lot of question marks in this secondary. Chat. I've been saying this. We've all been saying that there is an issue in the secondary. I had folks in Discord who are like, oh, I don't know about that. What do you mean? No, fam. I'm there. I'm watching. I've got eyeballs. I've been doing this for a minute. They've got problems back there. And what do you know? They're one of the worst secondaries in the country. They're horrible. They're worse than I thought they were. And you've got Texas rolling into town. Maybe this competition will rile them up and they'll have a hell of a game against Texas. I don't know. They're capable of doing, surprising you. But they don't have the pieces, man. And even if moving forward we see improvement these last 3 games, it's almost like, okay, great. But then what happened against these other games where your secondary just collapsed or, they weren't getting off the field quick enough and you had these easy slant routes right over the middle, easy hitch routes, getting beat deep, which was not a problem for this defense in the first half of the year. Now all of a sudden they're getting beat deep left and right. I say left and right, but they're getting beat deep. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart was able to do that easily. And yeah, Ole Miss is doing that to a lot of people. I get it. But Arkansas, there was no resistance, and it started with that secondary. Yeah, the pass rush is not good. I agree with that. You could get some help from your pass rush. I get it. Oh, man. Boom. Wow. Homeboy announces and then, phew. Okay. Johnny Stivers, UConn definitely stopped recruiting him. I'm not a UConn fan. He's going to Arkansas, and he will have a good season, lose in the second round of the tournament. Okay, Johnny is okay, there you go. He's a Kentucky fan. There you go. You can always point out a Kentucky fan. I mean, it's not that hard. Kids these days. I don't care what time he said it as long as he said Hogs. That's fair enough, but I'm here trying to do some work, my friend. Jason, whoever. I'm here doing some work. I need to know when you going live or when you going live on the Insta. When you doing it, baby? Arkansas Festus. Well, shit fur. Feller, look at it this way. Hold on. Look at it this here way. They go nowhere. Man, I don't know. I want to know what moonshine you're drinking, man. Arkansas Festus, what are you on tonight, bro? Feel free to take the poll. We are talking about decommits. Should Arkansas football expect more decommits before December? 82% of you say yes. We're going to go ahead and put a stop on that at the hour mark right here. Thank you, everyone, for taking the poll. Yeah, secondary needs a shakeup. I'm all for it. I'm all here for it. All right, so we'll see if it does them any good. For the folks that are going to the Texas game, we're trying like hell to get this thing set up. This Tusk Talk with Ty, Tailgate. I'm not sure, and I'm just going to tell you guys, the temperature just keeps dropping. At one point, it was down to 46 degrees for Friday night. Then it dropped down to 45. The last couple of days, it's dropped down to the low 40s for Friday night. Now it's down to 38 degrees. I'm starting to think this is not going to be a tailgate. I don't know. We might figure something out. The fact that this is an 11 a.m. kickoff, not like a 2:30 or 3:30, but an 11 a.m. kickoff, Come on, Megan, you're from Canada. My God, it's not cold to you until it gets down to negative temperature. I like the cold weather, but I don't know how likely we're going to be able to do this thing Friday night. So the options that are left that are on the table are to do it early Saturday morning, for a little bit. I don't know, or we just do a meetup afterwards. So pay attention to the to Discord for those of you that are going. We changed the name of it. We call it now. It's the Texas game Tailgaters Convo. It's got that gross Longhorn logo on it. But in Discord, click on forums. It's right there. We're also going to have an official sign-up sheet for who's going to be able to do that, whatever it is, whether it's a meetup or a tailgate Friday night or Saturday. We're going to have a sign-up sheet to confirm the amount of people that it will be. It's not going to be for any comments, not for any bullshit. Just, I will be there, that's it. Or I will be there with my family, that's it. Not looking for an ongoing, that's for the Texas Game Tailgater Forum. Okay? That's what that's for. So if as far as just the talking, whatever. But the actual sign-up sheet, I'm going to have a new one posted in forum. So for anyone who plans on going to the Texas game, I'll be there. I'm going to be there one way or another. That's okay. Just dress warm. So here's the other thing. There's a lot of costs involved with this, right? I've got a friend that might hook me up with a generator. If we're able to do this, a generator, a canopy, we're going to need a heat source or two. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cost involved. If I'm unable to get those things for free from some folks, then again, this is starting to look more and more like a meetup somewhere other than a tailgate. But again, who knows? Maybe we'll make all this stuff happen and we'll still do it. I'll make sure to keep you guys informed on all that. Early daytime tailgates late in the season, rough, exactly. Very rough, very hard to do. Especially the 11 a.m. kickoff just sucks. Cam says, I would say let's do it Saturday because I won't be there till 10:30 Friday night. Well, okay. I mean, obviously, if we do it Friday, not everyone's going to be able to make it at whatever time we do it. I hear you there. If we do it Friday night, we're still going to do something Saturday night. I think that is the plan. And we've got someone who has volunteered his home for that Saturday night if we want to carry that party on over to his house. I'm going to talk with him. You guys know who I'm talking about that are in Discord. So we're going to get this all sorted out one way or another this week. All right? Okay. I quit drinking 14 years ago. I can't do 38-degree tailgate anymore. Man, I worked out in this shit. I pushed carts and cut down trees and worked in a tire shop. I worked out in this shit for years. But I'm also, I don't know, man. Something about getting older and fatter. I don't know. You just kind of like being somewhere where it's warm at night. But who knows? We might still do it. I'm kind of crazy like that. You just never know. But I'll try to keep you guys informed in that Discord. I mean, I will. I'll keep you up to date. If we can get this stuff, what we need, and the temperature doesn't drop any more than what it's at, currently at 38. If this thing drops down to freezing, which I don't think it will, but if it did, yeah, then we're definitely not doing it. But, yeah. So that's it. That's the show. We're going to be back this week with Call In Courtney or Call Courtney Mims show. I don't know. We're going to have a show with her where you can call in, ask her whatever questions you have. We might even do some XP giveaway on the call-in show. So make sure you're there. Make sure you're a part of it. Okay.
Ready, Hook!
Uh-oh. No.
It's been a minute. It's been a few live shows since we've done that. All right. That's it. Here's the new Patreon name scroll. It is updated. Enjoy. I'll see you guys sometime this week.